Welcome. Today we'll be discussing an interesting topics about the form multiplication sign in exam. So basically sometimes when we look at the questions in our math exam, we'll be confused. Is this situation represent multiplication? So today we'll go through about it. And of course, these are the four signs that we can use in our exam too. So before we get into it, let's discuss about what is multiplication. So multiplication in simple terms, which this is the repeating addition of a number. So basically any number, as I put here 4, and because it's repeating, that's why I put here 4, and it says addition, that's why I add addition here. So 4 plus 4 plus 4, it is equal to 12. So it's repeating 3 times, so I put here 3 times 1, 2, 3, all are 4, so it's 4. So 3 times 4 is equal to 12, which is the same. Let's look at another example. 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 is equal to 8. So how many times is being repeated? It is 4 times. What is a repeating number? 2. So 4 times 2, that is equal to 8. So if you notice, what we are using here, the times sign, actually it is the symbol times. This is the commonly used multiplication sign in our exam. Exam. But there's a trap here. Look at here. The trap is that this times is somehow similar with the variable x. That's why sometimes we'll be confused with it. So be careful with this one. And because of this confusion, actually the math introduced another symbol from multiplication, which is what we call it as dot. Please don't confuse this dot with point, the decimal point. For example, sometimes we look at the questions like 2.4. Don't take it as the same as 2.4. They are different. So remember, 3 times 4. This is dot. 3.4 is equal to 12. 4.2 that's equal to 8. And the third one we'll be introducing is called parenthesis or bracket. So first, what is parenthesis? Parenthesis is something like this, and bracket is something like this. So remember, one of these actually represent multiplication. Either this one, this one, this one, this one. So for example, you can see here 3, 4 is equal to 12. 3 parenthesis 4 is equal to 12. 4 parenthesis 2 is equal to 8. 3 bracket 4 is equal to 12. 4 bracket 2 is equal to 8. So remember, one of these can represent multiplication. I know you have some questions here. What if I put only one of these? Is that correct? I just put one parenthesis, left parenthesis or right parenthesis. Because teacher, because you say one of these represent multiplication. So can I just put one? The answer here is no. You must put full parenthesis here. If you open parenthesis, close parenthesis, open bracket, close bracket, you must have a close and open. And I know you usually will ask the second question. If 3, 4, 12, bracket 3, 4 is equal to 12. Is that correct? Now I'm putting the parenthesis and bracket at the left instead of the right number. Is that correct? The answer is yes. This is correct. But mostly we put it at the left. So try to avoid this, although it is correct. And the third questions I believe you will ask is about, teacher Lo, can we try something like this? Or perhaps something like this. Parenthesis and bracket combined together. The answer is no. When you're using left parenthesis, then use right parenthesis together. And you might ask the questions again with this one. Can we do something like this? Is that correct? Yes, it is correct. If you do something like this, also the same, it is correct. So don't worry about it. I know you have the fifth questions again. How about this, teacher? Is this correct? Yes, it is correct. Okay. So it's interesting to look at those combinations, those possibilities that you can come up with. Okay. And the next, let's discuss about juxtaposition. So juxtaposition is something known as side by side. Usually we can look at this in variables and also between number and variable. Okay, so for example, you can look at something called AB, and the possibilities of AB, it can be A times B, A dot B, A parenthesis B, A bracket B. Now remember, all of these are the same thing. It's still AB, A times B, A dot B, A parenthesis B, A bracket B. If you add something C, there's 3 now. Is it correct? Yes. But it will be A times B times C, A dot B dot C, A parenthesis B parenthesis C, A bracket B bracket C. All are the same thing. And for this one, it can be 2xy, maybe 2xy. So it's the same thing as 2 times x times y, 2 dot x dot y, 2 parenthesis x parenthesis y, 2 bracket x bracket y. All of these are the same. So if in SM, usually it will come out with this one, 2xy, where x is equal to 3, y is equal to 4. So now, find the value of 2xy when x is equal to 3, y is equal to 4. Remember, 2xy means 2 times x times y. So you can substitute 3 in x, substitute 4 in y. So it will be 2 times 3 times 4. 2 times 3 is equal to 6, times 4 is equal to 24. Please don't ever put this 3 inside. Directly become 234, 234. No. Remember, this is times. And remember, just a thing that 23 is not the same as 2 times 3. No. It only happens variables, between variables, and number and variable. No between numbers, not between numbers. Okay? So let's look at these two questions to strengthen our understanding about this topic. This question, 2x times 3x, and these questions, 3x times 3x. Remember, if you look at it properly, it have 3x, 3x. This 3x actually is juxtaposition, and this is parenthesis. So you can understand this as 3 times x times 3 times x. So you can rearrange it, number in the front, variable at the back. So 3 times 3, 9. X times x, x squared. And that's simplification. A part done. For B, find the value if x is equal to 2. So 9x squared from here, 9x squared. So you can understand as x times x. So it'll be 9 times 2 times 2. So 9 times 2, 18. 18 times 2, 36. That's so. And for this question, 3 bracket 3y parenthesis 2 then bracket. So if you notice, parenthesis is being used, then bracket is being used. So usually when we use this, usually we use parenthesis first. If it's being used, then we use bracket. So A, x times 3y times 2. So you can understand this as x times 3y times 2. Or in detail, we can put here x times 3 times y times 2. So we put a number in front, 3 times 2 times x times y. When we're rearranging it, we put the according to the alphabet, A, B, C to A to Z. Okay, so x first, then y first. So 3 times 2, 6. X times y, yes, x, y. We cannot combine it. Then this is done. So B, find the value of x, find the value of 6xy when x is equal to 3, y is equal to 4. So 6 times x times y. So 6 times 3 times 4. So 6 times 3, 18. 18 times 4 is equal to 72. That's so. So let's look back to this 4 multiplication sign. So first is symbol times. Second is symbol dot. The third one is parenthesis, so bracket. Either left or right actually represent multiplication. If you see both together at the same time, like this, closing and opening, it's the same thing. Just assume it as times. And the last one is juxtaposition, which means that side by side. Remember, it happens between variables, it happens between number and variables, but it will not happen between number and number. Okay? So thank you so much for watching, and see you and goodbye. Thank you.